Throughout his 38 years in the Senate, Frank Padovan has followed an extremist anti-choice and anti-women's health agenda, while the New York Times, which the New York Times described as backwards and dangerous. Padovan voted 23 times against measures to protect and advance women's health, safety, reproductive, and financial rights. That's 23 times too many for me. That's 23 times too many for the women of our district. Now, Padovan is trying to rewrite his own history of failure, hoping voters don't notice. We're not fooled. Women in this district are not are not ready to be fooled and not going to be fooled. We know our rights, and we know where Frank Padovan stands, clearly against women. Today, we are here to set the record straight and give all voters 23 reasons why Frank Padovan is wrong on women.
In 2010, this year, Frank Padovan voted against me, a woman business owner. He voted against low-interest loans and against increasing the state's commitment to women-owned businesses. Come on, Frank.
New York's out-of-date divorce laws trap women in failing or dangerous marriages. In 2010, Frank Padovan voted against a bill to reform New York's divorce law, which brought us in line with the rest of the country by allowing for no-fault divorce.
New York law guarantees that all women can access abortion care regardless of income. Frank Padovan voted to remove these protections 11 times in 1992.
Again in 1993.
And 1994.
In 1995.
1996.
1998.
1999.
2000.
2002. 2005.
2003.
Emergency contraception is most effective if taken early. But in 2005, Frank Padovan voted against allowing pharmacists to provide EC over the counter so that women can access it in a timely manner if their doctor is not available.
In 2002 and 2003, Frank Padovan voted to undermine Roe v. Wade.
In 2002, Frank Padovan was one of only 10 senators to vote against the Women's Health and Wellness Act. This groundbreaking bill required insurance companies to cover women's preventive health care services like birth control, mammograms, and cervical cancer screenings.
In 1996, Frank Padovan voted to put medical decisions in the hands of politicians instead of a woman and her doctor by voting to outlaw abortion procedures used to protect a woman's health when something goes tragically wrong with her pregnancy.
And again in 1997.
And 1999.
And again in 2000.
Women are often prevented from accessing reproductive health care centers because of violence, intimidation, and harassment. In 1999, Frank Padovan voted against legislation to stop this in New York.
In 1995, Frank Padovan was the primary sponsor of a bill that would have endangered the health and safety of already vulnerable teens by requiring young women to get the permission of both parents before seeking abortion care, even in cases of abuse, rape, or incest.
We've just given you 23 reasons why women should vote against Frank Padovan. And now I'm here to give you one more. Tony Avella, somebody who will stand up for our rights.
Woo!
Yes to Tony, no to Frank! 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 Yes to Tony, no to Frank!
was great.